Peace and love, strength and honor. Samir, Seif, Ontario top team. Pow!
Sorry, peace and love, strength and honor. Here with Alan, and we're going to explain to you some of the knife fighting concepts and training and drilling, and there's all kind of stuff on YouTube. I have a trainer, it's aluminum, it's not a real knife, and it's very dangerous. You know, I just saw a video, someone posted it on my YouTube channel, and they were doing like this to each other. That's still dangerous. Don't kid yourself. This is aluminum, but it's metal. Steel cuts flesh, so you know you should be wearing equipment when you're thrusting that hard. But I wanted to show that I could thrust this hard without equipment, barring stabbing him in the face. But just like your average, what you see on closed circuit TV, on security cameras all over YouTube, basically you see a right-handed thruster, and he's thrusting upwards somewhere in the stomach, the abdomen. Sometimes he gets up in the ribs, but a lot of times it just looks like this. They're just stabbing and stabbing, and eventually the person dies of the wounds, not necessarily right away. And then there's all kind of controversy about stripping the blade from the hand, locking it, trapping it. And I just watched the video, and I don't want to say the name. I just floored, like, they basically were explaining that there's no way to stop someone from stabbing and thrusting. You just got to deal with it, and you just get stabbed. And if we all thought that way, there'd be a lot more dead people. So there is a way. I might have got stabbed the first time. Boom, I get stabbed. Once you know that you're stabbed. So the trick that I did with Alan, I said, just stab me once, fast twice, fast 3 times, fast 4 times. Now do it hard and with some range. Intense, intense, intense. Okay, so there we had that intent. Now that would really hurt if you did that with the aluminum one. So we're gonna go with intent on the first one so that I can react. So he's gonna go like this. He's just gonna punch it in. So I get punched. Okay, so my first reaction, if possible, when I'm drilling and training, is not to try and catch the hand. It's not necessary to try and, these are some of the moves that we see and we do, which is fine. I'm not saying they don't work. I mean, I practice them myself. But from the initial sting, I want to be able to frame. Believe it or not, since got my black belt was in jiu-jitsu, I've been able to apply Island Top Team best possible scenario, which is base posture and structure, base posture and structure. It's if I can frame, make a frame and move 90 degrees to him, I can actually stop the blade. Now you say, isn't that 45 degrees? But I mean, if I started in a straight line, if I can move to make it like a 90 degrees, some people call it 45 degrees, but I want you to think that that's a straight line and I meet it here. So now he has to reach me, and I take my hand and I put my thumb, you come close, I put my thumb in the armpit. And if you have a weak thumb or you can't take it, or you feel even when you're training that your thumb is going to break and it just doesn't work for you, you can catch it inside the pit. But the idea is now when he tries to reach, and you can go, you can go, you can go, you can go, you can go. Okay, so I'm constantly moving to the 90 degrees. I'm walking so that he can't reach. I used to teach this and walk at the elbow, but on the elbow he can disengage easier, and now I'm starting to chase it, and that's where you see the cutting of the hand and the stabs. So when we put it together, I get ambushed, and I do like this. So I start with a frame, and then I go with a lever. So a frame supports weight. It's a good structure to support weight. And the lever moves weight. If I start with a lever action right away, it doesn't stop the movement. It actually helps the movement of weight. So I need to have a motion that stops and supports the weight. So you see that kind of stuff, but unrealistic once I get stabbed and I keep on moving. I don't want to keep moving. It's not good structure in the sense of moving my frame. The second I got stabbed, I'm ambushed. I try to move 90 degrees away, and I try to stop that motion until I can get into a nice lever position. I never want to cross the blade back and forth. So the moment the blade goes past me, I never want to come back towards you. and I start to work on lever, which is base, fulcrum, lever. So I base the motion, I create a fulcrum, and then I have a lever. And then instead of slashing, I go right away into thrusting. I want to thrust and thrust and thrust. That's a lot for you to digest, I understand. You get ambushed, you want to break a bottle, have something sharp, you get stabbed, boom. You start stopping me, and that's how fast it can happen. You stop me, you framed it, and now you're creating levers. And now you want to get good base on top of that hand. You create another lever to get the blade out. And then you stay really close so you can't see what he's doing, and we're not going to show you what he's doing. Because we're good people. So again, to reiterate, so that you can understand, there's a lot of controversy of how to deal with knives. You've seen, these type of drills where I'm learning to pass, to move, and they do work. This motion is where we strip and we lock. It works, but everything has its place. If I see the blade, of course I'm trying to get away, as they say. But believe it or not, blade comes out, boom! I'm framing right away. I'm framing, keeping that knife out, moving to a lever position where I can break the limb or strip the blade. And remember, we're both scrambling up, and I need to thrust, 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 thrust. I hope this sheds a little light on knife theory, and I think Alan and I we broke all our training blades today. I have like these special blades where you can actually thrust it 3 to 4 inches to put intent. We'll put goggles on, and if you send us your comments, ask us big time that you want to see us, what we do when we do these crazy drills. We'll show you that when we go full blast, that you can actually, with good structure, frame, stop the attack, control the attack, and then use the base, fulcrum, and lever to get the knife or edged weapon out of the person's hand, and then reverse it towards them rather than you. Peace and love, strength and honor. Samir Seif here at Global Martial Arts Academy, being helped out by Alan. Thank you. That's all I gotta say. Pow!
Peace and love, strength and honor. Samir Seif, Ontario Top Team. Pow!